Hello, my name is Jennifer Purkiss. Um, I am a anthropology major along with biological sciences, and what I'm planning on doing with that is more of a paleopathology aspect, but I probably won't even be able to use the degrees that I'm getting for that um, in the job that I'm going to be trying to get, which is a MT, which is medical technologist, which is just a step up from my medical laboratory technician that I have right now. I moved up here in 2014 when I was in the military. I got out of the military and we loved being in Alaska so much that we just stayed. So we are basically a transplant. We live in North Pole, Alaska, and we I have a husband, a little girl, 2 dogs, and a cat. My husband Josh and I have been married for about 7 years. My daughter will turn 3 on the 1st. She recently got a new puppy, which is pictured with her in the picture of her with the cone on her head. We have, and she is almost a year old. That puppy is. The next dog that we have is Sherman. He is almost 7 years old, and that's him drinking his puppuccino. He is a German Shepherd Afghan Hound mix. So he's a very big dog that likes to run around and everything. We also have a cat. His name is Bagheera. That's him playing in a box that that came with one of Anya's toys in it. And then there's a picture of all of us together. With that, let's get into the paper. So Clifford talks about wanting a joint or a joint cooperation amongst the any native cultures and anthropologists. And I think that's an awesome thing that we have started getting into, because now we're not just ransacking the dig sites of native peoples in and disrupting their local cultures just because we want the knowledge, and then him wanting us to give that all those everything that we've collected anthropologically back to the native cultures, I think is a great thing, because a lot of native cultures have dealt with and influencing people that have come in and just destroyed what knowledge that they have had. It's some of what we did. The Russians did it to them, to Alaska natives. The U.S. People that came up here from the United States did the same thing and introduced them to a whole nother culture without any regards that they might have their own culture that has their own way of doing things for a specific reason. And like the United States did the same thing to Native Americans. I firmly believe that, but what I'm worried about is those elders not allowing that knowledge to be shared with the native peoples. Um, I know of one friend who is Navajo who is trying to do a research project on the Navajo language, and he went back to the Navajo Nation in Arizona, trying to get access to records regarding names, and they just flat out denied him. And all he wanted was to be able to know like what names were common and when do you start seeing the application of what they call the white man's name? Um, and I honestly believe that that, and he feels like that it's like knowledge that's put on a shelf, not to be brought back down to be shared with. And I honestly believe that that information, not the true names because those are sacred to the Navajo Nation, but that knowledge of what what names were traditional and everything should be shared with at least the Navajo people, if not everyone. And with that, that's what one of my fears is when we do this type of thing, is when we do that, that the information is then not being shared. And I know that's not the same with the Alaskan Native cultures, because they share it. They want to remember, and they want to continue that knowledge. And I honestly think that that's something that needs to be taken into consideration. And with that, thank you for listening,